Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for 6 things we learned from Dortmund 1, Chelsea 0. It is yet another defeat for Chelsea Football Club, and this one is almost a bit more difficult to take because we actually played well, which is the reason why I'm so frustrated. But at the same time, looking forward towards the second leg, we can absolutely beat this lot. They were backed today by 81,000 fans in Germany. They were the second better team. I think Chelsea played very well. I think this is probably one of the better performances that we've put in under Graham Potter as a manager. It is a miraculous goal, you could say, the goal that Dortmund score to win this game overall. But I think Chelsea can take positives despite the result being poor again. I will go through the way I thought the game went before we go into the 6 boxes for the 6 things we learnt, which is my match review series here on GBFC. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. And if you could, hit the like button if you do agree with any of my points, especially that you think Chelsea can still go through. Because I absolutely believe, after what we saw tonight, that despite Dortmund winning all 6 of their matches since the restart, Chelsea with only 1 win in 2023, there were positives. There was improvement. We created so many chances in this game, particularly the Enzo Fernandez chance right at the end where the Dortmund goalkeeper Kerbal saves it very well. Chelsea started the second half in particular on the front foot. The first half, first 15-20 minutes or so, little bit cagey. I was worried. Reece James gets a yellow card. Thiago Silva gets a yellow card. I put on Twitter that European referees, I can't stand them. It's true. I can't stand English referees either because they just don't know how to referee, whereas European refs are just addicted to getting their cards out. There was 10 yellow cards, I think, in this game today. Majority of them, I do believe, went to Borussia Dortmund, but we will talk about one yellow card that Chelsea did get, in particular, towards the end of this video. But I think overall, the balance of the game, it was very even, but in the second half, Chelsea was significantly better than Borussia Dortmund. But in classic Chelsea fashion, we're scratching our heads. How have we conceded a goal from our own corner? Karim Adeyemi is apparently this season the fastest recorded player in the Bundesliga, and it's left with Enzo Fernandez as the only man. Really? Is that how we're going to defend these kind of set pieces? That is tactical implementation. When Chelsea set up from an attacking corner, you see the same thing every single time. That is how we defend corners. And when you've got someone with the counter-attacking ability of Karim Adeyemi running at you, and Enzo's the only man there, I think something's got to give. They can't be doing that again. And at this level, this is the Champions League. Well done to Dortmund. They won the game today. And they get the job done in front of their fans. Chelsea cannot take any chances. If we don't take chances, we don't win football matches like this one. And that is why box number 1 today is a red box for our finishing. Because if we had confidence in front of goal, if we were scoring goals in the build-up to this game, yeah, we got 1 against West Ham at the weekend, but Chelsea would have not only got a draw in this game, and I believe the away goals rule is scrapped now, so away goals is useless. We've got to go to Stamford Bridge and win. So we would have won this game today with a bit more confidence. The finishing is a red. It was so poor so many times when the ball is there at our feet in the box. We're hitting it straight at the goalkeeper, and ironically, I'll go on later to talk about João Felix in this video because he had so many chances today, particularly the one that he blazed over. But I just think overall, Chelsea players are kind of just snapping when it comes to shooting at the moment. We're not confident in front of goal. And I think it's been a similar story now for well over a year in time that we are just not scoring anywhere near as many high percentages of the opportunities that we're creating as we should be. And when you're at the highest level, when Chelsea are going to Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, you might not get a load of chances. Tonight we got tons. We created, which is why I was positive at the beginning. We created tons of chances, but couldn't score any of them. We move into box number 2, and I think Thiago Silva was excellent for this game tonight. And when we go and move on throughout the boxes on this video, I want us to remember this here. The goal that Borussia Dortmund scored, you can't really do much in the sense of Enzo should definitely do better. He should. Kepa, I don't really think you can fault him. My biggest issue is that Ben Chilwell and Mudryk, who's the fastest recorded player in the Champions League this season, they stopped running back, and Thiago Silva is the first man in the goal net to pick the ball up and pick Chelsea up again. Considering Thiago Silva is 38 years old, the way that he works for this team is absolutely sensational. And I think what we saw from Thiago Silva tonight was an early yellow card against players like Karim Adeyemi, super fast, on the counter. The way that Thiago Silva managed himself again, I thought was absolutely fantastic. Winning aerial duels, getting everything done, being that defender, being the captain that Chelsea need. And he's one of the reasons why I think in that second leg at Stamford Bridge, he's the kind of player that can get behind the crowd, because we're going to need the crowd at Stamford Bridge to get a result. Box number 3 is a yellow for Mykhailo Mudryk. I thought there were moments in that first half where we see Mudryk's brilliance. We bring it also back though to Thiago Silva, who at times was berating Mykhailo Mudryk because he was trying all these like little flicks and giving the ball away. First touch, I thought it was supposed to be pretty special, but what we saw tonight wasn't great. He also gets hiked off the pitch, which I'm also kind of glad about, because Cucurella came on, and of course we all know about that one. Marc Cucurella didn't play very well when he came on again. Running back, I think he could have done more for the goal. I think it's a very small thing. I think Adeyemi was always going to score, but he was one of those players who gave up. And I think what we're going to see from Mudryk, I was thinking when we were watching the first half, I'm like, if you're playing against, if it's a school team versus a school team, Mykhailo Mudryk is going to be that super skillful, super fast player that will always score 10 goals. And then when it gets to the team who are second in the league, if you're top of the league, he might not show up. And I think at this moment in time, Mudryk is trying a little bit too many fancy things. And before he starts doing all of those things, we're going to need to see consistency with the basics, because he gave the ball away too often. I think he's electric when he gets into that final third, running at players. We almost saw like a Gareth Bale-esque running around the outside of two defenders. I think it's a ticking time bomb. I really do think he'll come good, but I think tonight there was just moments where maybe it was the occasion, decision making, and just trying to impress a little too much. Box number 4 is a yellow for Mason Mount, for the specific reason that the damage was already done from the Borussia Dortmund players late on in the game. Chelsea are losing, you're chasing the game, and then Mason Mount gets himself a pointless yellow card for getting involved with players on the sideline in a bit of a conflict, which gets him out of the second leg. For me, I just think this is a bit stupid. I think at the moment, Mount is playing with an aggression that might come from knowing that his performances haven't been very good. He's lost his place in the starting 11. And then it is frustrating when, you know, a Borussia Dortmund player is clearly trying to antagonise, trying to waste a bit of time on that sideline. And he's also got Jude Bellingham in his ear as well. So Mount is going to retaliate, but it's a yellow that makes him miss the second leg. So for that kind of petulance, to get involved with that right now, he should have known. Like at this point, the referee has already given out so many cards in the game. Of course he's gonna, if you start getting involved in these confrontations, he's going to book you. Petulant from Mason Mount, he gets himself a yellow box for that. And it's a green for João Felix, which I know might frustrate some of you because ironically, box number 1 is finishing and it was a red. But I thought João Felix tonight was Chelsea's smartest player. I think he was not only the smartest player, but some of the touches we saw, the positions he's getting into. I didn't see anything again, as I finish off box number 6. Kai Havertz is a yellow. I didn't see anything that Kai Havertz brought to the table tonight. He worked quite hard in the first half, but how many times have I got to say this? João Felix positionally was in so many better positions than Kai Havertz was. Yes, in the first half it happened a bit more because Havertz dropped a bit deeper to allow those positions to be available for João Felix. But to wrap this up, I think João Felix, after the goal against West Ham, yes, he needs to at least score one of those chances tonight. It's a green because fitting into a new team, it looks as though João Felix belongs. at Chelsea Football Club. I've said it all week in the build-up to this game that he looks as though he's going to be that talismanic player that Chelsea might need. And I think tonight, even though he didn't score, even though copious amounts of chances went begging for João Felix for Chelsea, I think this is a really positive sign. I genuinely think at Stamford Bridge, as long as we score a goal in the first half and we go in at half-time at least 1-0 up, I think we go into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I thought Borussia Dortmund were brilliant defensively. To give them some credit, I think Kerbal had a very good game in goal. I think Emre Can managed the game very well for them. I thought Reece James tonight, to bring up another player, Reece looked a bit more like the Reece that we expect to see. A bit more energy, a bit more going forward, confidence, running with the ball again, and almost scored a free kick. Hakim Ziyech, some moments of class, but once again just goes missing so often in games. So, positive overall. Kalidou Koulibaly I thought was good as well, just to give some praise there. Kepa didn't really have much to do, but couldn't do much about the goal, in my opinion. But anyway, wrapping this one up here for you guys. Let me know the 6 things you learned from Dortmund 1, Chelsea 0 in the comments down below. Frustrating, we've lost again. I thought we were going to win this game, and I think we can still win this tie. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Come on, you Blues.